I will if you want me to, Ron.
Please do, sir.
Dr. Roya Mansouri joins us now as we open up the next edition, the next block, I should say, of Portland Today. Ears, nose, and throat specialist with the Oregon Clinic. We want to talk to you about our ears this morning, doctor, and keeping them healthy throughout the summer season, especially.
Yep.
There's swimming issues when it comes to ears. Yeah. We, of course, just had fireworks shows aplenty, lots of outdoor concerts during the summer. So a lot of times and opportunities for our ears to be abused, so to speak. So do you have some good tips in general when it comes to keeping our ears in tip-top shape as far as what we can do on our own?
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to ears in terms of cleaning, you know, you want to be careful and not actually use Q-tips. The Q-tips will kind of tear up the inside of the canal, and
it's the very reason the Q-tip was caused. I mean, the Q-tip was made to be put in my ear, was it not?
Exactly. This is confusing because I kind of love the feeling of getting in there, and I know you're not supposed to, but cleaning out, but you're not supposed to do that.
Okay, this is getting weird.
Yeah.
Love the feeling.
It's like a tickle, you know?
No, and there are so many products out there to provide that. But the point is, what happens is it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. You clean it out, but it's actually making little tears in the skin and drying out the ear, so then it gets itchy, and so then the next time you're putting it in to relieve that itchiness.
So super sensitive, it sounds to me like.
It's very delicate skin, so you just leave it alone. You just shower. Don't touch it. If you're swimming, sometimes if you're a little prone to it, you can use a little bit of mixture of rubbing alcohol and white vinegar.
If I get out of the pool, gosh darn it, I've still got the swimming pool in my ears, right? That water, and sometimes it can be there for days. Does that mean I had a lot of wax build up in the first place, or what's going on?
It could be if you've been using Q-tips. You might have some wax build up.
You do not have Q-tips in your home, is what you're telling us.
I have Q-tips in my home.
What do you use them for?
I use them for cleaning around eyes or nose, makeup.
Now, Ron confessed he's a little waxy.
Yes, I am.
What should he do in that case, then, if he shouldn't use the Q-tips?
Right, so they're really self-cleaning. They actually, the cells, they grow outward in a spiral, so the wax typically gets pushed out, falls out of your ears at night.
Mine doesn't.
But if you do have, you can use a little bit of hydrogen peroxide. You can put a few drops of hydrogen peroxide in your ear, as long as you don't have a hole.
Do I need a dropper to do that?
You can get a little. You can get a little dropper at the store, and you just put a little bit of that in, a few times a week, and that'll help loosen the wax up, and then it'll come out in the shower.
Is it good to do that? Stand underneath the shower and let the water run in there?
Yeah, as long as you don't have a hole. Or you don't have a current infection.
Oh, he's got 1, 2, 3.
There goes that. No. Well, you know, 'tis the season for music this summer. Should we be wearing headphones, earplugs, and what about the kiddos also?
A concert should
The concerts can get up to be quite loud. So typically, you're getting noise damage or damage to the ears from noise if you're having to yell to hear yourself be heard, or you're hearing ringing in your ears after the concert, and repeated exposure of that can cause hearing loss. So I actually always bring some earplugs with me, because if it's painful to you, then you should be putting them in.
Same thing. I have neighbors that do that when they mow the lawn.
Yes.
Is that the same deal? That can be dangerous to us?
Yeah. Power saws, lawnmowers, those blowers, those kind of things. And like the air shows coming up, earplugs, ear muffs actually for that, where you can put them over the ears, is really good, especially for the kids.
Ear muffs,
There's one more tip here. I'm not even going to have you say this, doctor, because this seems so obvious. Don't turn up your headphones to max volume. That's probably some sound advice that people should have figured out already on their own. We have to move ahead. Some flying issues. Flying can affect your ears, of course. Obviously. A lot of people traveling during the summer. What are your suggestions for people who have those problems with their ears when they're in flight?
And if they're popping, should we chew gum? Because that's what you hear a lot of times.
So the chewing gum is important. Most of the problem is actually when you're descending and coming down, because the pressure is increasing, so you're getting a vacuum developing in the ear. So chewing gum, yawning works well, sucking on hard candies, all those help. For babies, we always say avoid sleeping, like letting them sleep, but actually giving them a bottle to feed. And if you're really having a problem, what I do is I'll hold my nose and I'll just blow gently, so I can push a little air into the ears, and that'll really help.
And if it persists, I'm supposing I should see a doctor. Is that right? Because your ears you can't get that pressure to release.
Right. It can sometimes, the eustachian tube can lock down. If you are prone to allergies or issues with flying, or you've got even a little mild cold, I actually let my patients take Sudafed or a little Afrin. You don't want to use it for a long time, but taking it like an hour before the flight,
some relief,
really helps.
Nice.
Well, I think, doctor, that's great advice about not letting the kids sleep during takeoff or landing, because honestly, most people are like, I'm just going to let them sleep, and then we'll get through it that way. But when they wake up, there could be an issue. So,
exactly.
Dr. Roya, thank you for joining us. All this great suggestions for your ears.
Yes.